With the recent coronavirus that's plaguing the world, people are advised to stay at home and socially isolate themselves for the better good of everyone. As of right now, I too am spending my days uneventfully at home. Luckily for us, we have smartphones and working internet to keep ourselves occupied. Some of us are lucky enough to have work-at-home jobs, but the unfortunate truth is that a lot of people do not have the same luxury as we do, and the rest need something more than a smartphone to keep themselves entertained. Let's look at the general population for a moment. Realistically speaking, most of us fall under the middle income group, the lower income group, or anywhere in between. Middle income families have enough to live by, nothing too luxurious, and should be fine without a month of income, considering they saved up well. At this current day and age, they typically have a smartphone with proper access to the internet. Lower income families struggle to even save up because their pay is only enough to make ends meet. However, low-income families are not no-income families. They're still able to survive in this economy, just barely. I'd like to point out that there are other groups that don't completely rely on income and have their own source of food. Some communities still rely on barter trades and are not necessarily affected by these new lockdown rules. Well, not in the same way at least. Anyways, I'm getting a little bit off track, so let's get back to our crisis. This lockdown seems to have caused problems many did not expect. Two prominent ones are increase in suicide rates as well as increase in divorce rates. Let's take a look at them one by one. Suicide rates have been increasing over the past few weeks, as confirmed by the World Health Organization. We don't know whether this is because of the coronavirus or some unknown reason, and it wouldn't be wise for us to jump the gun and say, hey, that's due to the coronavirus. Remember, correlation is not causation, although it really seems like it would be. In this particular case, we can only assume why these suicide rates are increasing. Let's talk about the current situation for a moment. Most hospitals worldwide are now busy and always packed with new cases almost popping up daily. For some countries, they're taking a task too big to handle. Most people are unable to get the treatment they truly deserve, and it's not by choice. If you ever get sick and are unlucky enough to get any type of healthcare, your best bet is to just stay at home, take care of yourself the best you can, and isolate yourself. The rest is really just a gamble at this point. Psychologically speaking, being stuck at home can be very suffocating. Dark thoughts and temptations grow wilder when there's no one else is there to stop you. Depending on your mental stability, death is really only a step away. Now let's look at divorce rates. Let's just say this quarantine time can really put your relationship to the test. Your home, where you usually come back to relax, is now mixed in with a lot more elements. All your work stress is now a part of the relationship. There's not a lot of personal space as well, since you're practically stuck together. When you're restrained in such a way, those who aren't used to the situation may find it hard to cope. The situation will almost definitely bring out the worst in them. Your short tempers, abusive behavior, laziness in general, they'll most likely be projected to the only other person in the room, your partner. There have been reports of increasing divorce rates and domestic abuse. Now that you have no choice but to be that transparent with each other, I guess that's just how it is. But what does these two problems have in common? Simply lack of activities. When we're stuck at home, the facilities that are presented to us are very limited. Some of us, lucky ones, have access to the internet, while others are stuck with the books they've read over 100 times. People have to start being creative in filling their time so that it doesn't feel as if their life is taking away without purpose. Some of us are talented and are able to delve into music and painting. Some of us aren't, but are satisfied with binging Netflix series until their eyes turn red. The rest will find it hard surviving without actual human contact. We're lucky to be alive in this current modern age where we're able to video call whenever and wherever we want. Imagine being on lockdown back then when smartphones weren't a thing and group calls are non-existent. I don't know about you, but it would be very devastating for me. However, the current situation really does prove that video calls do not represent as a perfect substitute to actual human contact. We're currently still trying to fight our way through this pandemic together, and boredom has posed itself as one of the biggest problems we're trying to tackle. It's been a few weeks, but nobody knows when we'll ever be truly safe to wander around again. Until then, let's try to fill our time productively and make do with what we have. Start writing, studying, creating, or anything that will help you improve. Yes, you may not be able to party every weekend with your friends and get hammered in the club for the time being, but it won't help to give life up just because of that. Let this be a reminder to all of us that we should center our life on us and not of the people around us. Understand how important we are and how we should take priority. We'll get through this together, no matter how long it takes. Thank you so much for watching this video. Please like and share the video if you enjoyed it, and tell us down in the comment sections if you have any feedback or want more of this content. Until then, see you next time. Sincerely, the FUNPSYCH team.